Hello, this is Pat Walker at Mission Winners. We're doing a coaching video for everybody, a market overview video. A lot of people like to start small, like look at the little picture, an individual stock, and then build off there. There's another approach that's very useful. Go to the big view, look at the overview. Here's a fact for you, it's not an opinion. Leading groups produce leading stocks. So why don't we look at some of the ETFs and see which ones are outperforming and look for patterns that could make sense for potential leadership. This will help you systematize things where you could potentially look to buy and what you can avoid. It makes it that simple. You have to stack the deck in your favor. That's what we do. So let's take it from the top. These are not sorted in any specific way, but we'll just say, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Here's the IBD 50 ETF. This is weekly on the left, daily on the right. And you can see it fell hard, volume, but it reversed on this weekly. What's the one slight negative? On the weekly, it did it on less volume. Now go to the daily. Had a couple of decent volume bars right here as it lifted up. Is there a potential that this could take out these tops? Sure there is. Am I saying it will? No, see, that's forecasting. Oh, this is what's going to happen. When you accept the fact you don't know the future, you see the future more clearly. Just get in line with what is. If it goes across the top right here, perhaps with volume, perhaps it's a buy. You could buy some. It's the IBD 50, which is a proxy of leading growth stocks. But there's a lot of overhead. Be aware of that. There's some serious selling in here. So let's continue onward. Here's gold. Gold miners ran up. Look where it stops, right at the 50-day. Great lesson for you. Runs up and pulls back. How's the volume on that bar? It's not that heavy. It's near the 50-day. Remember that. It's near the 50-day. Sign of strength. Gold stocks can be tough to deal with, though. Okay, just give you a heads up. GDX, okay, junior gold. Similar situation, but you want to see something really neat? This is why we analyze this. Look at this. The gold miners touched the 50-day. The junior gold miners did not. What does that tell you, folks? This is what we teach. Where's the strength? Where's the weakness? Touches the 50-day. Doesn't touch the 50-day. The big ones are doing better. There you go. Now you know what hole to fish in. Gold gapped above the 50-day. Gold didn't really do it on heavy volume, and it's moving back and forth here. Some serious distribution on the weekly. You see this? That ain't mom and dad selling. So it's a big gap. Perhaps it'll form a pennant and lift off. Something to consider. Okay? Biotechnology's lifting up. Notice this. It's rallied on steadily decreasing volume. Nothing really special there. Perhaps it'll base for a couple of days and form something. At this point in time, no high probability setup. North American Technology. Lifted up. I like the volume on this bar. I like the volume on this bar. Perhaps it will go across these tops. But look at the weekly. Serious selling. So what's it need to do? The high on the weekly translates also to the high on the daily chart here. Needs to take that out on volume. Now, pull back and ask yourself a question. Are you going to see this chart pattern in any book anywhere saying this is what you look for? No, you're not. It's an aggressive, not clean pattern. So be careful. Be careful with it. Be careful with all of these right now. Right here. Mid cap. This is not good. This is not good. Look at the waterfall. Let it settle down. Again, not a high probability setup. IWM, similar situation. Good bounce here, okay? If it takes out these highs, possibly. But remember, you're below all the moving averages. It's tough. If any of these go, look for volume. Oil services, not much of a lift at all. That tells us right away. Leave it alone. Look at that sucker. $4.58 a share. Good Lord, is that crazy? That sucker, look at that. The thing was 24 bucks a share. Oh, I'm buy and hold. The world will always need oil. Yes, energy moves the world. I'll just buy it at 24 and own it. Yeah, 24 to 4. How's that feeling? There you go. That's why you manage things. Software, lifting up a little bit. Now check this out. What do you notice about software? What catches you on this chart? That bar right there. Serious volume. That's a plus. Software. It was also right here on the weekly one of the leading groups. There you go. Continue onward. Qs, lifting up. I like these tops on the Qs right here. Takes this out. It's right above the 20-day, or it was. Takes these tops out. Perhaps it will lift. Close to the 50-day. Remember that. Steel, below the 20. There's nothing good here, folks. I mean, yeah, this was a good bar, but right here, there's nothing yet. Leave it alone. SMH, over the 50, over the 20-day. Technology, perhaps it'll go sideways and lift through these tops, but it's below the 50-day. Now, you want to see something else very interesting? Up on low volume, down on heavier volume. Met with selling. There you go. Spiders, below the 20-day, going sideways. This needs to lift, and it's well below the 50. Will it? I don't know. All I know is this. QQQ is stronger than SPY, which is fine because QQQ is more growth-oriented. Continue on. Solar runs up and gaps down on a pickup in volume. Leave it alone. You don't really need to overthink this. TNA going sideways. Perhaps it'll take out these tops below the moving averages. These are aggressive entries. Anything that goes, you're going to need price action with good volume. Remember that. Oil, look at this. This almost, the market bounces up. This sucker closes almost near the lows from last week. Look at those red bars. Look at the red bars on the weekly. That's not mom and dad selling. That's serious. Aerospace defense bounced up a little bit. You can see it on the weekly. What's a part of that? Boeing, which is a stock that's gotten ripped. Absolutely ripped. So just be careful with it, all right? That's what caused this to lift too. Boeing bounced and this bounced. Home builders picking up a little bit, going across this shelf, all right? But again, are you going to see this chart pattern in any books saying this is what you want to look for to buy? I don't think so. We're almost done. Materials going sideways. Maybe it'll lift through these tops here. Aggressive entry. Communication services, shopping around, similar situation. Rallies on decreasing volume. Look at that. Down on heavy volume, up on less volume on the weekly. Energy, flopping around. There's nothing really special there. Financials, similar situation. No real power. Industrials, going sideways. No real power. Technology. Look at that. There's no real power here. Okay? So we got to let the dust settle a little bit and see how it plays out. Consumer staples flopping around. It's okay. Nice reversal bar on the weekly, though. There you go. Utilities lifting up. Nice reversal here. Look at that. What's the negative on this? Utilities. It's not a growth sector. It's more of a defensive sector. Consumer healthcare going sideways. Lifted a little bit. Perhaps this will push through the 20-day. Consumer discretionary going sideways. Perhaps this will push through the 20-day. Consumer. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if the consumer came back? In light of the COVID-19 situation, would it not be a vote of confidence if the consumer started buying again? And it'll be reflected in the ETFs. Metals and mining, lagging. Look at the difference. Thursday near the highs. Metals and mining, not near the highs from the week before. There you go. Retail, going sideways. Consumer related. Again, are you going to see this in any chart book saying that's what you look for? I don't think so. Software picked up a little bit stronger. Look at the difference. Not near the 20-day. Touches the 20-day. Consumer discretionary. Touches the 20-day. Healthcare. Utilities. Touches the 20-day. All right? Near the 20-day. Then we go back. Metals and mining. Away from the 20-day. Retailing. Away from the 20-day. See how we're doing? Touches the 20-day. 50. Anyway, we ran through these. I wanted to show you this just so you can see a good overview of what's going on. Software near the 20-day, like the volume on Thursday. Software, technology. This is a great overview in a short period of time on where there's strength and where there's weakness. And right now, there's very little strength. Very little. So, and I hope that helps you, and I thank you.